This is much too early to do this.
It's fine.
We have a lot going on today. So we had to start a little bit earlier than normal. But it's okay because we're awake. And the sun is up. So we didn't have to get up before the sun was up. So that's good.
That is good.
She's like raring to go.
I'm ready. Let's go.
And I'm like, I need another half hour at least.
Sam's dragging a little bit.
I'm dragging, but that's okay. We stayed up later than normal.
We did.
Look, Vanessa's all chipper. Good morning! She's 3 hours ahead of us, I think.
It's barely still morning there.
It's 11:30.
Yeah. Just on the cusp of not morning.
Well, yeah. Blake Cavity says, love the shirts. Thank you. We bought these on T-Turtle. I've been a big Star Wars fan, and she's very gracious about letting me deck the house out with bells of Death Stars. Our dining room light, we call the Death Star. We actually got the idea of it from Roy Canada.
Yeah.
Because he has one in his home, but it's in the stairwell. And it's a little ball, but if you pull on it, it like expands, and it looks like it exploded, so we call it the Death Star. And we have it set up to Alexa, so we can make it go. We have
change the colors,
smart bulbs in it,
yeah.
and change the colors and all that other kind of stuff, so it's pretty neat.
And then behind the kitchen table, there's a Star Wars, like,
Yes,
5 mural set.
That was my birthday present or Father's Day?
One of those two.
One of those two. My birthday and Father's Day happen pretty close together, especially when you factor in delays in shipping.
Yeah, right? By the time I order something for his birthday, it might get here by Father's Day.
Yeah, so...
It was one of those two.
It was one of those two, but it's kind of like one of those sectionals, sectional pictures, and it's the Death Star, in the indoor Death Star.
From indoor, yeah, like looking.
Well, I don't know, because I don't think that one is...
It's a depiction of the...
It's the Death Star, but it's not the indoor Death Star. It's not the Return of the Jedi. It's not Death Star 2. It's a regular Death Star. With like a pseudo-indoor...
Yeah. And then we have
silhouette. Han
Solo and Carbonite at the end of our hall.
Yeah, I billed that as a mural.
Yeah.
But it really, not a mural, a tapestry.
I would say it's a tapestry.
Not really a tapestry. It's actually a rug.
But we put it on the wall.
It's a runner, but I put it up on the wall because I was like, why not? Because then it'll look like Han
he's
is
like,
literally
it's really
Carbonite.
Cool.
That kind of makes me Jabba, though.
No.
I like my favorite decoration right where it is. But...
Anyway, we do lean into the Star Wars side.
We do. Our placemat, our welcome mat
yeah.
at our front door says...
Hope you like Star Wars.
Star Wars.
That's it.
What else do we have?
We have a bunch in here.
Yeah, we have a bunch in here, because this is kind of like my space, because I spend the most time in here. But, like, I've got my Star Wars, some of my bigger Star Wars minis, the Rebel transport over there, the Tantive-4, a Lego X-Wing that my son's built. I've got the Falcon on the wall over there, another X-Wing painting over there. So, yeah, it is what it is, man. So, anyway, good morning. Cool T-shirts, the Whoopsie says. Thank you very much. Thank you. Blake Kevney flexes and says, I get up at 6 every day.
I'm there with you.
I'm close to that.
I slept in. What day was it that I slept in?
I don't know.
Thursday or Friday. I was off this whole week. So I slept in, and it was like 7 a.m. And I'm like, oh, I can't believe I slept in till 7.
She has to be at work usually. When she's working, she has to be at work at 6:30.
Yeah.
So what usually will happen, especially during the school year, is that she'll get up around 5:30 and then be done and out of the shower and all that other kind of stuff by 6, and then I'll usually get up at 6. and get in the shower and do all that stuff, and hopefully I'm out before she leaves for work.
Right.
And then I take all the kids to school, get them breakfast and all that other kind of stuff.
You know what? We don't have to take them to school this year. We have Daphne.
I know.
No.
It's
Release it.
It's not Daphne. It's everybody else driving down there.
I agree. I mean, it's super scary.
I can't tell you how many times I've almost gotten into an accident down there. We'll have to talk about that. Because
maybe she parks.
Daphne's a good driver.
No,
good enough. She's still 16,
yes.
but she's still a good.
But wouldn't that be amazing that we don't have to drive them or pick them up?
It would instill about an hour and a half back into my day.
I know. So that would be amazing.
That would be cool. But
so we'll see.
We'll see. All right, let's see here. Jesse and I are very similar in our chipperness.
Ooh, I like it.
That was Vanessa.
I'm glad.
Blake says he's a huge Star Wars fan. Very cool. Zexto says, hello, everyone. Hello,
good
Zexto.
Morning.
Welcome. Good morning. Vanessa says she is also a morning person. She says she saw our tapestry.
Oh, yeah.
Our tapestry on Facebook. Looks cool. 16 Easy Alb says, Sniper Elite is one of my favorite video game series, and I just discovered that there's a board game. Yes, there is. Is it any good, and does it have the same feel as the video games? I never played the video games. I was this close. I saw a copy of it at Origins, and I was this close to picking it up. I've not played it. I may have run a demo of it. I mean, not run a demo, but played a demo of it at a PAX Unplugged 1 year, back before it was released. But I can't remember exactly if it was that game or a very similar game that was military themed. So I can't tell you if it's a good one or not. Usually, with IP games, I usually tell people to just try it before you buy it if you can. Like look to see if there's a thing on Tabletop Simulator or on Tabletopia or Board Game Arena, something like that. See if one of those online sites have a module for it. See if you can try it out that way first, because IP games usually do a really good job of capturing the feel of the video game, or they don't. That's just the way it usually goes. I haven't really run into very many IP games that are based on video games that are just like, it's okay. Usually they're like really good, man, I can't believe they did such a good job capturing the feel of the game, or it's like, that didn't feel like the video game at all, don't want to play this game anymore. So you try it before you buy it, if at all possible. But if you really like the IP, that usually, I found, at least for myself, right, that will usually go a long way providing enjoyment for the game. Yeah. Because you enjoy the IP and you can interact with that IP before, without having to look at a screen. So it just depends on where you derive your enjoyment from that game, and if the board game will mimic that aspect of the game that you enjoy. I don't know. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So try before you buy, but if you can't, that's kind of on you to make that choice, because I can't make that choice. I know personally, if I really like an IP, I'm going to jump at it. Yeah. Because it's more than just the game that plays into my enjoyment of the game at that point. It's my enjoyment of the IP. For example, Shadows over Camelot. Yeah, I enjoy the Arthurian legend theme, but it's cracking Monty Python jokes that really puts that game over the top for me. Has nothing to do with the game at all. It's not the mechanisms, it's not anything, it's just Monty Python and the quest for the Holy Grail, and cracking those jokes and making people laugh. And yeah, we enjoy the game too, but it's everything else that goes along that really kind of takes that over the top, and why it's still on my shelf has nothing to do with the game. So that could happen. So That's up to you, though, bub. Blake Cavaney says, my cousin partied a picture that had to have been painted. Yes, he corrected himself. My cousin painted a picture of Slave 1. Blake says he either goes to work at 10 a.m. or 4 p.m.
But you get up at 6? That's wrong.
Brother.
See, Sam doesn't love that.
Something's up, brother.
If Sam had to get up and go to work at 10, he would wake up.
No, I wouldn't.
Much closer to 10.
Much closer to 10 than 6 o'clock, that's for sure.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
I don't think I can sleep. I mean, unless I'm really tired. I think I can count on one hand the last time I willfully and unknowingly slept past 9 o'clock.
That was the day that I told you to sleep in?
Yes, it probably was. And because I didn't have anything to do, I don't think. And so she
and we didn't have kids or something. It was quiet in the house or something. But
I don't think I know I can count on one hand the times in the last 5 years at least.
Right, that you've slept in.
That I have slept past 9 o'clock. I just don't think I can do it anymore. And usually that number is around 7-ish. Mm-hmm. I just can't sleep anymore. Mm-hmm. So, because she makes me go to bed at the crack of early.
Don't make him do it. It's because I fall asleep in his lap.
No, she I'm watching the show. I'm going to bed. And I'm like, okay. She comes out a few more seconds later. I'm going to bed. Yeah, huh? Yeah, huh? What are you talking about? Vanessa says she starts work at 7 a.m. No idea what morning is. Always work. No idea what morning is. Always at work till 6 a.m.
Till 6 a.m.
Yeah, the graveyard.
Yep.
The graveyard shift. Yeah, I've only had to work graveyard shifts once, and I don't think it lasted very long.
I don't think I've ever.
And I don't remember why. I don't think I quit, but maybe I got another job. Well, so I guess I did quit, but I think I got another job where I didn't have to work the graveyard.
I've never had to work at graveyard. I don't think I would function very well.
Yeah, I don't like graveyard shifts at all. My house has been robbed while I was going to pick up my ex from work at 12 in the morning. Mm-hmm. At 12 just after midnight.
Right.
So I don't like being away from the house when it's dark out. Yeah. Because that's
people.
That's when people do stupid stuff.
Because people.
Let's see here. Working nights is different than choosing to stay up. That's true. Vanessa says, well, got to head to the game store for gaming. We're going to be doing that later on. I just wanted to stop by and say hi. Good. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We're going to have game day later on today as well. It starts at 3, and it goes until 9.
Yep.
And that's going to be at our church here in town.
I already have 2 full crock pots of meatballs going.
Yeah, meatball subs or just meatballs, whatever dip you want, and Caesar salad.
I'm ready to go. Let's host.
Chips and cookies and all this other kind of stuff. She made a run to Costco yesterday for it. So have a good time, Vanessa. Stinge Callan, or Stygian Callan. My brother played it, Sniper Elite. He's talking about. He liked it. Sniper has a separate board where he needs to mark his route, or route, however you want to say it, in secret and do some objectives, and the German player needs to seek him out and hinder him.
Ooh.
That's interesting. I would have liked to have seen, and maybe that game does it, but I would have liked to have seen a enemy at the gates type of scenario where you have 2 snipers going at each other. That would have been cool. That actually was based on reality, where there was a Russian sniper that was really, really causing the Germans some problems on the Eastern Front, and the Germans sent one of their best snipers to go try to hunt him.
And they snipered.
And
wow.
they were meeting each other. It was a really cool show. I don't know how accurate it was, but it was based on a true story.
Right.
So I would have liked to have seen that in a just a 2-player game. That would be cool. I still have other stuff I can get done at home. Yep, so do we. So Jesse just hints aggressively, like you don't have to, but you have to.
I do. I'm just telling him so he knows I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
That's all. That's the end stop point. There's no hint. I'm going to bed.
LS, greetings from Poland. Welcome. Thank you for joining us from the other side of the pond. Let's see. Brand Sanderson says, man, it's hard to sleep in until 7 a.m. I'm such an early riser.
Yeah.
You guys are crazy. You're productive, yes, but you're crazy.
I don't know. We may not all be productive. We just wake up in the morning.
I can definitely hear that Blake is a productive person. He's like, he still has other stuff to do before he has to go to work and all that kind of stuff.
I can't.
Brand says he has 4 animals to take care of every morning, too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that is part of the equation, isn't it? Then that's one of the reasons why I can't sleep past 7, because after she goes, Strider he lays down sometimes, but other times, as soon as she's out the door, he's like, oh, I want to go out. Oh, I want out. Oh.
Does he really after I leave? That was funny.
So, yeah. Blake said, I said I can get stuff done. Never said that I actually do.
That's so funny. Yeah.
Let's see. Zexto says that's true, but we do 6 days a week for 3 weeks and then have 2 weeks off.
Oh,
what?
I did that in the Czech Republic. I did 21 days straight.
So wait a minute. You work
6 days a week.
6 days a week for 3 weeks,
right.
And then you have 2 weeks off where you don't have to go to work at all?
Yes.
Is that salaried or hourly? That's what I would like to know, because if that's hourly, that sucks. But if it's salaried, that's awesome. Because...
let's see, 6 days at 8 hours a day. It's like 48 hours. 48 hours. Yeah, it's lovely.
48 hours a week for 3 weeks and then 2 weeks off. So 48 hours, you're only going to have for 3 weeks, that's an extra 8 hours each week. So that is 24 extra hours. But so that's got to be salaried then. That doesn't.
That's awesome.
That's got to be salaried.
I think I should fight for that. Except we're not open 6 days a week.
Actually,
I don't know. I like
having the 2 weeks off. That's got to be pretty cool.
That's what I did in the Czech Republic. I would work for 21 days straight. I would get a couple of days off in the 21 days, randomly.
Yeah.
And then I would take a week or 2 off.
Yeah.
So.
I just don't know if I could handle graveyard shifts.
Blech, I could not.
Because you'd spend those 2 weeks.
Right, recovering.
Not recovering, but like
jet lag, except in the same...
it's like jet lag, but it's work.
Yeah.
So you're resetting your body for those 2 weeks, and then for one of those 2 weeks, and then the other week you got to reset for the other way. So you don't, or you just don't reset, and you're robbing people while they're at work because you're awake when they're at work.
Who's robbing people? Why'd you go there, man?
I have no idea why. I have no idea. Blake Cavney says he makes pizzas. We're open 7 days a week, and I once willingly worked 10 days in a row. So do you own the pizza shop, or are you just an employee there? I'm just wondering. I don't mean to pry, but I'm just wondering. Because that sounds like an owner.
Right, when you're there all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like an owner making sure that your shop is running when... But he did say willfully.
In Czech,
willingly.
We started teaching at 7, and we went until 10 every day, and I did that for 21 days straight. I would have maybe 1 or 2 days off, some sporadically in that gap, and then I would take like a week off and stuff.
He says he doesn't own it. He's considered a manager.
Nice.
So, yeah, you're kind of like a pseudo owner then.
Yeah.
The sooner the owner wants you to be like him or like them when they aren't there. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
So he says he lives very close. So when they need someone to fill in, they call me. That's a good worker, man.
That is a good motto.
That's a good worker.
I like
Okay, LS from Poland says, Sam, how do you like Shadows of Brimstone series from the Flying Frog Productions as designers? I have very little experience with the Shadows over Brimstone series. I have to say that every time I see it anywhere, whether it's a video on YouTube or it's at a convention and somebody's playing it or it's being sold, I'm drawn to it. But I feel like I kind of missed the boat. And the reason I say that is because there's so much available in that series. There's no way, at least now, personally, that I feel like I could play everything in it. It makes Solomon Kane look like a tiny epic Solomon game.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, there's that much stuff that's available to it. They've got a system, and they just have multiple themes wrapped around that system, and it's all interchangeable and compatible, I think. Maybe it's not all compatible, but I think it is. But it's a huge series. It's a huge game. It's been going since I can remember.
Really?
Yeah, and they keep adding stuff to it.
That's cool.
So I just don't think I'm going to be able to get on that boat anytime soon, unless they come out with like a starter set or something like that. I'm sure they have starter sets because that's kind of how those kinds of games go. But there's just so much to it, and I lean towards. I'm not, because I usually dabble in reason, but I'm a completionist by nature. I fight that, and I feel like a hypocrite as I said that because I just caught all that unmatched stuff over there.
All that, everything.
So, yeah, we have a whole lot of unmatched stuff now.
Actually, we have a whole lot to do. We got, like, games over there, and games over there, and games over there, and things over here. So we got a lot to do.
I know.
But when I say that, it makes Sam stressed, so I'm not allowed to say that.
No, you're allowed to say it. It's just there is a lot to do. I gotta find the time to do it.
I know. There's only so many hours.
I know there's only a finite amount of time in the world, but I've been torn because I've had my daughter visiting from Germany for the last 3 weeks.
2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks. Yeah. And she just went back to Germany. And now my son from North Carolina, who's in the military also, daughter's in the Air Force, son's in the military, Army. He and his wife are visiting now too. And they're going to be here until, Friday next week? Yeah. No, Saturday. Saturday next week. So for another week. So I'm torn because I know I have stuff to do, but
it's family.
It's family.
So
I gotta spend some time with them as well, and they want to do stuff during the day.
Yeah, I'm actually really glad you got to play with David yesterday.
Yeah, that was fun.
Because that was a nice way to blend your work and your family.
The two worlds.
The
two worlds came
Or you hang out with me, then we have family time here.
Yes. Brandon Sanderson says, I willingly play board games for 24 hours straight twice per year. Yeah, Brant Sanderson, I don't know that you've met Brant. He owns...
Brant, not Brant.
I said
I don't know. That's what I was questioning. Because the kids are all reading books written by Brandon Sanderson right now.
No, it's not Brandon Sanderson.
Okay, I was like, there's like a stack
unless
of them
it's like a pseudonym.
Right, because there's literally a stack in my other room.
No, he owns a store up in one of them New England states.
Oh.
That
you told me this.
I think I don't know if you've met him or not. Dang it, my brain is not awake yet, so I apologize. And even when it does wake up, it really doesn't work that great.
It does. He's such a whatever. Oh goodness, you got a lot.
Tom is here. So sorry I'm late. Thought it was at noon my time. No worries, bud. Tom, don't worry about it. You're good, buddy. It's all right.
We're all good.
If you show up 1 minute before we close and order 3 pizzas,
I'll make them.
We will hate you.
Yeah, we will hate you, but you'll make. Aww.
Well, I have to agree with that. I mean, because 1 minute before closing, you've already started cleaning stuff. You've already done the closing
stuff, yeah.
You've already started cleaning stuff. You've already started getting ready to close. You've already started that process.
I feel the same with
somebody walks in and you got to mess everything up again.
I feel the same with the kids at work. Yeah. I'm like, it is 5:30. Why have you not come and pick up your kids? Like, I would like to go home. Yeah. Why are you not here?
Yep.
We've started to clean. We're ready to go.
The Portal, Manchester, Connecticut. Connecticut. I knew it started with the C, but I couldn't come up with the C name.
But if you knew it was a New England state, and it started with a C,
I know.
Your choices are pretty limited.
I'm not awake yet, woman! Oh my god.
That's funny.
Blake is your people. He just said he just put his shirt on both inside out and backwards.
Yeah, that's frequent.
In the dark? No, because it's not dark anymore.
Yeah, you're in Washington.
She does that, but at least she has the caveat that it's in the dark.
It's like, it's in the dark. I mean, I'm pretty sure I put it on upside down, inside out, and backwards, too, because I could do that.
Let's see. Blake says, okay, yeah. Ryan Buell says, 2 questions. What are your thoughts toward games like Last Night on Earth, A Touch of Evil, 2 favorites of mine? Have you tried Zombicide, Undead, or Alive? I'll do that one first. Yes, we both have. Mm-hmm. We both played Zombicide, Undead, or Alive.
I played with
JT. And I have to say that maybe... Well, it is... I think it's definitely in my top 3 ways to play Zombicide. I really enjoyed Zombicide, Undead, or Alive. But I enjoyed it because of the new mechanisms that it instilled into the game, the different roles and that each of the people have. I liked that a lot. I also liked the specific scenario that we played. It had a train coming through.
Yeah, that was really cool.
You had to blow up the train, and that was cool. So I really enjoyed the way that Wild West theme kind of got tacked on to a zombie game.
Yeah.
And it really kind of felt like it fit.
I think so, too. I think those feel like 2 completely different genres in my world, in my head. Mm-hmm. There is Old West or Western theme, and there's zombie.
Yeah.
And the way that these 2 played together, it was like, oh, well, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Like, that's supposed to be the way it is.
Yeah.
I liked it.
So we really enjoyed it. My 3 favorite Zombicides, and I haven't really put them in order yet. I probably could do it, but no, I know I could do it. But Black Plague wanted Undead or Alive, and then Zombicide, Marvel Zombies. Those are my 3 favorite ones. And I don't know that I could put them in order right now because I think I enjoy them all equally.
Right. See, I was opposite. I did not like the Marvel Zombies.
Well, you like,
I did not.
You're kind of more of a purist with your comic book liking stuff.
Heroes are heroes.
Zombie Captain America just. I
can't do it. I don't like it.
And then zombie Captain Marvel freaks her out.
Yeah, I don't like that either. So, like the mini, she's like holding a head and no. Heroes are heroes. You can't make a hero a zombie.
They're trying to They're trying to just survive until the
They're trying
cure
to
is
keep
found.
the humans away. They're just no. It just no.
They're just trying to survive.
No, I didn't like that one, but I liked the Wild West one.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
There's something just wrong about my superheroes being zombies.
So what are your thoughts towards games like Last Night on Earth, A Touch of Evil? I haven't played A Touch of Evil. I know it's from Flying Frog Productions. I get it. Last Night on Earth is right over there. If you watch my Why It's There videos, you probably saw that I have Last Night on Earth over there on my shelf, and it's one of the, in my opinion, it's one of the quintessential zombie games that are out there right now. I know there's a lot of them. There's like a metric crap ton of zombie games out there, but I think Last Night on Earth is one of those that's kind of more of the campy zombie genre games, like teenager zombie movies, that type of thing. That's kind of where that game resides, but it's classic in a B movie kind of way. So I really enjoyed A Last Night on Earth. I've not played A Touch of Evil, but I really do enjoy Last Night on Earth. Let's see. Have you played The Witcher? Brant. That's one of the channel's most watched videos right now. JT and I played Witcher: The Old World. And unless you're talking about the video game, I haven't played the video game. I've watched the Witcher Netflix series. I've read a couple of the graphic novels. That's basically the extent of my foray into that IP. But JT, my buddy, and I did play the Witcher Old World live. I don't know.
About a month ago.
Yeah, about a month ago. No, it's a little bit longer than that, I think. But who knows?
It's a good video.
Yes,
yeah.
Very fun game. I enjoyed it immensely. Just a lot of, I was not very good at it. JT whooped me.
I think he whooped you.
Like 4 trophies to 1 or something like that. It was horribly bad on my end, but it was a very fun game. I enjoyed it very much. Let's see. Not My Eyeball Games is here. Man, I swear my brain is not on point today.
What's the matter?
Because usually I know their names right off the bat. But I'm having trouble coming up with it today.
Sorry, folks, due to technical difficulties.
New Hampshire, Kane, Massachusetts, Code Island.
He's making fun of you.
He's flexing.
He's not flexing.
I can come up with sea stuff up here in the New England area all day long and twice on Sunday. I don't know why I gave you a southern accent.
I don't know why we're suddenly from Texas.
That's what I thought. That's not Texas. That's like deep south. That was weird. Texas is just kind of slow.
Texas is not deep south?
No. Deep south is Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia. Well, the Panhandle in Georgia. Not the Panhandle.
No, Georgia doesn't have a panhandle.
Mississippi and Alabama have panhandles.
Yes.
Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, though. That's
okay,
deep south.
that would be deep south.
That's deep south.
What is the difference between like deep south, Florida, and Texas?
Florida is not the south. It is geographically the south.
Okay.
Well, the Panhandle is the south.
Oh, okay.
After you get past the Panhandle, it's a bunch of northern people that have moved down to Florida. Right, I understand
it's
no
that.
longer the
right,
south.
It's no longer
It's some pseudo geographical area that doesn't know what
and then
it
how
is.
does Texas fit into that? I mean, we all know Texas is its own entity.
Texas is Texas. That's just the way it goes.
That's funny. You make me laugh.
Let's see. Tom says, "What's a new game? What's a new to you game that you're looking forward to playing this coming week?" What now?
What do we have coming up this week? We have so many new games for us.
It's new to me that's coming up this week. It's actually a designer. Stan Koronsky is the guy that did Rurik, Dawn of Kiev, and it's a game that I've really enjoyed recently. And I've got 2 games that are by him that I brought back from Origins. One is called Resurgence, and the other one I forgot the name of, but it's right over there, and I'll have to go get it because it's a Roman-themed game.
Do you want me to go grab it?
Sure. It's the bottom of that stack right over there.
The stack on the right?
Yes. But those 2 I'm going to start getting to the table because I need to start doing them some service. One of them is not even, it's a prototype, not even printed yet, and I need to get on that. But those are a couple of games. I still need to try Tribes of the Wind. I really want to get that to the table. I'm going to be having 3 videos next week that's kind of looking forward to Gen Con releases. I'm not going to be at Gen Con, unfortunately, but
Nova Roma.
Nova Roma. There you go.
Can you hand that too?
Yeah. So hand me Resurgence over there too, so they can have a picture to go with it. Yeah, the game I want is always at the bottom of the stack. This is correct. Just do the tablecloth trick. And the candles are still standing. So Nova Roma is a yet to be released. This is a prototype copy. I got to play it at Origins, so I do have kind of a leg up on it. I got to play it with the guys from Elf Creek and had a blast. Elf Creek and Josh Schwartz.
Okay.
So this is a really, really neat one. I'll give you a shot at the, if I can get a little bit of a, so I'll give you a kind of a shot at the game itself. It's definitely like a point salad type thing, but it's not one of those where you have to do everything in order to do well. You just have to pick certain things within the game that you're going to do, and you got to do those things well to have a chance at winning. So, and there's like a bunch of things that you can do in this game. So that's one. This is a prototype. So
get that next week.
Keep that in mind.
Cool.
I don't know. Well, I'm going to get it played next week.
Cool.
It won't be coming up. Other one is Resurgence. This has been published. 1 to 4 players, hour to 2 hours for playtime. But I'm really looking forward to this one as well. We already did an unboxing of this one. I didn't do an unboxing of Nova Roma because it's a prototype. So there's that. But those are a couple of new to me games that are out there. We played Assassin's Creed yesterday. And while the system isn't new to me, I played V Sabotage, V Commandos. I played that one when it first came out and really enjoyed it. But I really had a good time playing Assassin's Creed. We did one thing wrong where the crossbowmen are supposed to attack in adjacent zones, not just when you're in their zone. So we did that a little bit wrong. We'll fix it on our next one. But I really enjoyed Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice. That's a great system. Tabode really did a good job designing that game and V Sabotage. So that's not really new to me, but Resurgence and Nova Roma are super high. I also have a copy of EOS, Island of Angels, that I'm looking forward to getting into. I really like the artwork on it, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I don't know how I like the game yet. I haven't read through the rule book yet. But there are some. Yeah. So that's about it. I think that's a good answer to the question.
It's almost August.
Stop telling me that. I just want to hit the pause button so I can get a whole bunch of crap done, and then we'll hit play again. That's how I feel. Blake says he once went all day at work with my shirt inside out and no one told me. I would have told you, Blake.
I would have told you.
I would have told you.
I called Michelle out the other day.
Oh, you did?
It's like, your shirt's inside out. She was like, no. Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's when you got...
When
you got to go do something, it's like, Let's just make sure I'm modest.
Put the shirts on.
Make sure all the parts are covered. All right, I'm good. Let's go.
Yeah.
Did you back White Death? No, I did not. I didn't back White Death. The Asian themed things didn't really reach out to me this time. And I've got plenty of Zombicide stuff. So I stayed away from the Kickstarter just for that. So yeah. Brand says, "Dang, I've been away. I'll watch your play of The Witcher." Cool, thank you. Ryan Buell says, "Thanks for answering my question. Have to sign off. Got to entertain a 4-year-old." Understood, Ryan. Have a good day, bud.
That's my wheelhouse.
I've definitely heard people from Texas talk like that. It's funny because I usually talk one way.
Yeah.
Normally.
Yeah.
Up here.
Yeah.
But when I talk to my family back home in Texas, it comes out.
Yeah, every time he talks to his grandpa,
the southern drawl comes out.
He just sounds Texan.
It does.
And then he hangs up and I'm
right back to normal.
But when he talks to his grandpa,
But it's not just that though. I've noticed that when I go over, like when I travel, especially to England,
you pull out your Texan drawl?
No. No, not Texan. I start mimicking their colloquialisms and their accent over there while I'm talking. So much so that it has caused a couple of people, not a whole lot. It's not a big problem, but it caused a couple of them to get angry because they thought I was making fun of them, and I wasn't. I was just I did a little bit of research on it, and there's actually something. Some people's brains are just built that way, to where they.
How are you at learning languages? Really?
I don't know. I haven't tried to learn one. I mean, I still can remember a lot of the stuff that I knew from Korean, and I haven't used that at all. So,
a lot of people that are linguists or pick up on languages really easy.
I don't know that
pick up on their
linguist.
Pick up on their colloquialisms.
I would
accents
never call myself a linguist, but I usually can pick up just enough to get myself in trouble.
I'm actually pretty good at languages.
I can read Korean. Because I remember all of their phonetics that go with their different, well, most, not all.
That's cool.
With their characters, but I don't know what I would be reading, and I probably wouldn't pronounce it correctly. Just do the tablecloth trick, and the candles are still standing.
Unless you're doing it the Grinch style, where he pulls it off when he goes back through it.
Jim Carrey actually managed to do successfully the tablecloth trick in The Grinch. Yeah, I know.
And then he got.
And that was one of the spoofs. It was supposed to not work,
right? And it did.
And it worked.
So then
then that's why he went back and did all that, and then they kept that in.
That was a great part.
That's gold, comedy gold. Not my eyeball games. How many states have you all been to? Oh boy.
I don't know.
Let's see. If I'm looking at... Okay, well, we have to ask, does traveling through count?
Like on a train?
Like on a train. Because that took care of the Midwest. The northern Midwest, most of it.
We didn't get off the train, though, so I don't really know that it counts.
Well, we looked out the window when we were
did look out the window a lot.
And we were... standing still.
No, I don't think that
counts. I think that counts.
I don't think
I'm counting it. So I've been to I would probably say that New England is where I have the least
I will agree.
I've had the least presence. I have been to Connecticut because we did go to the Portal one time.
I've been to Boston.
I've not been to Boston. My dad used to live up in Maryland, so I've been to Maryland. Eldersburg, of course, been to D.C., been to Pennsylvania to go to Gettysburg and that kind of stuff. Been to New York. But all of those little tiny states that are up there, I've not been to any.
I haven't been to any of the New England states except for Massachusetts.
But I think that's really only places in the contiguous United States that I haven't.
I think I'm missing most of the mid states.
We did so much traveling north and south when I was a kid that I think I've caught most of those states.
I've caught all the East Coast states, all the West Coast states, Alaska, Hawaii, a lot of the Northwest.
I don't think I've
go
been
across.
to...
I've gone like top north states, but I think that mid section is where I'm missing. I've probably been to 20, 25. 30?
I haven't. I can probably count better the places I haven't been than the places that I have.
Been to Louisiana or Mississippi.
You're not missing much.
I've never been to Tennessee.
New Orleans is pretty cool.
I know. I do want to say.
But I haven't been there since after that hurricane devastated
right,
it, so
right.
I couldn't say. But I haven't been to North or South Dakota. I haven't been to Minnesota. I haven't been to Michigan.
Right.
But I've been to Illinois, Ohio, Kentucky.
I've been to Kentucky.
Tennessee.
I've never been to Tennessee.
I haven't been to West Virginia.
I've been to West Virginia.
But I, pretty much from DC down on the East Coast, I've been to that.
Yeah, DC down I've done.
From Florida all the way over to California, I've been to all of those.
Mm-hmm.
Been to Oregon, live in Washington, been to Idaho. Gone
2 days ago,
gone through Montana. We went through Montana, go on our way to Chicago. We went through. I used to go to Colorado every year.
Yeah. I've been to a lot of those same ones. The only ones
Nevada.
I think I have that Sam doesn't have, I have Alaska and Hawaii.
Oklahoma, been to Oklahoma.
I don't think I've been to Oklahoma. I think that's one of those mid-states I'm missing.
So I think, New England and those few states that are up there around the lakes and the upper Midwest, haven't been to those yet. Yeah. And I haven't been to Alaska or Hawaii. So, there you go. Last Saturday at work, our toilet overflowed. And the health inspector showed up.
Love. So much love.
That's the Venn diagram you didn't want to come
when
true.
all those things happen at once.
Was it Larry the health inspector? Because then you might have been okay.
That was terrible.
That's
a bad day.
Tom, Dice Tower has been showing older videos the last couple of days. They did a replay of a top 10 thematic games from 2017. V Commandos was on your list. That tracks because it was just a great game back then, and we just played that same system just with a different theme on it, and it works. So that's good. Blake Cavity says, I know some French and some Korean. Yeah, see, I know some Korean. I know enough Korean to where we were at Guardian Arms the other day and signing up for our class, and one of the guys that was in the shop was giving his dog orders in Korean. Yeah. And I knew what he was saying.
Right.
To the dog. Kaja is sit, and no. Kaja is let's go. Anjo is sit, and so there's those kinds of things that he was saying to his dog, and he was like, he trained his dog in Korean and German, and so that other people can't just give his dog orders. His dog only listens to the Korean, but there's pluses and minuses to that in my book. There's pluses in that, yes, you're the one that has control over your dog. But if you're incapacitated somehow, there's nobody that can give orders to your dog to get him to settle down. They have to do something, which, I mean, in a really stressful situation could mean the death of the animal.
Right.
But
last week, I was walking the dog. And
jeez, stupid.
And somebody, I had my dog on leash, and somebody didn't, and their dog came up and charged our dog, and it didn't matter who was giving orders to either dog. None of the dog was not listening because they were in fight mode. That was scary. I didn't love that.
Yeah, that's one of the...
So whether it was Korean or German or English,
Yep.
and then dog was not because they were in fight mode. They weren't listening. Yep. So
Terrier Halo was here. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, please, son.
Terrier Halo is here. Welcome. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Let's see here. Blake says, I would say if it counts to have... Okay, you have to have stayed overnight.
Yeah.
For it to count.
I would kind of say.
So that kind of means.
No.
Because we slept on the train.
No.
And we woke up
in the same state.
So that counts, baby. Montana counts. Yes.
I've been to Montana. I've stopped, gotten out of my car, and explored, and.
It was the best night of sleep I've ever had.
It was not.
It was not.
Train. I loved the train.
I enjoyed most of the daytime on the train.
I loved the daytime on the train.
I enjoyed most of the daytime. I enjoyed eating in the
dining room was
car,
lovely.
The dining car. I enjoyed the pretty much all glass.
Yeah, the
viewing
windows,
car,
viewing
car,
cool.
whatever. I enjoyed that. Showers sucks. Showers suck on a train so badly. I cannot impress upon you how horrible of an experience taking a shower on a moving train is. You know when you have that, when you have that Crystal Light packets that you have to pour into a bottle of water? You know when you have to shake that bottle of water up to get it? That's what it feels like to take a shower on a moving train. It's like, just put soap all over you, and now the train's going to shake you around like a Crystal Light packet in a water bottle. That's what it feels like. It's horrible. 0 out of 10 stars. Do not recommend. Horrible. So bad. So bad. Now, I will say this.
I was bigger then.
I was quite bigger then. That was when I was,
you were much
topping
bigger.
400 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So that probably has a lot to do with it. However, you're taking a shower in a metal tube that's moving 45 miles an hour.
Or more.
Or more. Around corners. No. Just no. I'm not going to do it. Maybe. I will do it again. It was a very memorable experience. That was our honeymoon trip to Chicago.
Yeah, honeymoon for 5. We took the whole family.
2 years ago, we went...
we were in Chicago right now 2 years ago.
Yep, we were in Chicago 2 years ago. And that was a good time, too. That was the first time I got to go to a Cubs game at Wrigley Field.
Yeah. It was hot that day.
Super freaking hot.
So
oh, my
hot.
gosh. So hot. But that was cool. Tom says we took an Amtrak from Chicago to Salt Lake City a couple years ago. That's pretty much the same line, I think. No, Salt Lake
City's down. It's going angled.
No, but I mean, I think it uses the same, then it shoots down at one of those points. I don't know.
I think
maybe it's not.
I think it's more of a... Because I think in terms of routes, I know there's a northern route, a southern route.
Yeah. He's talking about going through Colorado. That's that would be
quite
cool. A
lot
lot more south.
That would be cool. I'd be up for another train ride trip. I liked it.
We're about to go camping on the Oregon coast.
That's
gonna be...
Look at his face.
That's gonna be okay, I guess. We'll see.
We're gonna need
I'll report
I think
back.
we're gonna need a... I think we need to bring the trailer.
This
thing,
was
the hinge.
Probably so. This is her birthday present. She's a huge Goonies fan, so we're going to go to the Astoria area and camp for a couple of days, and then one of those days we're going to go to Astoria and look at all the Goonies stuff that's there. That was her birthday present.
And my parents are coming.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
And I mean, I've always, almost every year gone camping with my parents.
That'll be cool, hopefully.
It can go either way.
It could. It could absolutely go either way.
Could be great, or it could not be.
They're good people, don't get me wrong. But her dad.
My dad has good days and he has bad days. Yeah, he has Parkinson's, and some days are great.
We just give him a beer. He's usually pretty good.
He does fill out after his beer.
Yeah, he does. Just takes a little bit of the edge off.
Yeah.
Sniper Gotcha's here. Hello. Finally get to catch a live again. Good to have you back. Appreciate it. We already said hello to Terrier Halo, so good. Got a hold of Heat yet? Nope.
No.
Nope. We've had to, I have. She has fought me on this, but I've kind of put now, don't get me wrong, we've had a lot of games show up, but a lot of them have been review copies sent from companies, and I totally appreciate that from the companies, but I've kind of put a lockdown on purchasing more games right now. Because we just got to wait for more cash flow to come in from the channel before that happens.
Yeah.
We'll get there, but they got a hold of Thunder Road Vendetta, and that was a happy accident. Yeah,
we got that.
We have Thunder Road. I saw Thunder Road being played with a lot of the other expansion stuff that I don't have for it at Origins, and oh my goodness, it looked like a truckload of fun.
Really?
Yes. I mean,
There's
some
expansions?
of the different... Yes. There's a whole bunch of different expansions, and there's a lot of, like, if you were in on the Kickstarter, if you went all in on the Kickstarter, you were able to get, like, sun-dropped miniatures where it has, like more of the detail and all that kind of, it looks really good.
Neat.
But they had a great time playing it. I had a fun time just watching them play. And to me, watching somebody play a board game is not necessarily a fun thing. But when it is, that tells me that's a fun game to play.
Yeah.
So, there's that. Terrier Halo says, you haven't experienced true delight until you've seen John Wayne in some war movie dubbed to German. Oh, man. Awesome. I usually don't watch dubbed movies. I'll read subtitles before I watch dubs. And the reason is because my brain can't comprehend
a different voice.
Voice for whatever that is.
Yeah.
Like, my brain says that person is this nationality, but they're speaking this language even without the accent. And I'm like, my brain is just like, no, this isn't working. So I'd rather read subtitles and listen to the original language being spoken by the actors than anything else. But John Wayne speaking German.
That's funny. That would be great.
That would be weird. Especially if they tried to mimic his...
They do kind of mimic... They try to mimic, like, the intonation and flow.
That would be weird.
Usually.
Sniper Gotcha says, I think my gaming friends are broken. We started playing Pandemic Season 1... and they never played it, and we are in month July, and they don't enjoy it. LOL.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know that I would have gone. I don't know that I would have gone to. They never played Pandemic. See, I don't know that I would have gone to Legacy Pandemic before teaching them how to play Pandemic, because Pandemic Legacy is definitely one of those games that if you don't enjoy the base game. You know, the system that it's built upon, then you're not going to be able to break through that in order to enjoy the thematic enthrallment that legacy version brings to that game. So I don't know that I would have thrown them into the deep end that way. How long were you on the train for? What was it, 2 days? 3 days?
I think it was 3.
How many days did we spend in Chicago?
We were there a long time.
4 days. We were there.
No, we were there.
We didn't spend 2 weeks. It was like a week and a half altogether, and that was
I thought
train
it was
ride.
2 weeks, top to bottom.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't think so. I don't think so.
You don't?
No.
I think it was. Maybe I'm wrong.
I
don't know.
One day we did the museums. Another day we did the ball game. Another day we did the river cruise and something else. I think we maybe spent 4 or 5 days in Chicago.
Right, I think
And
we
then
spent
we
5
had,
in Chicago.
I think it was 3 days of train
Three.
and 3 days of train on both sides. So altogether, I think it was about 10 or 11 days. It was almost 2 weeks.
Sure.
I don't think it was exactly 2 weeks, but yeah, it was 6 days altogether on a train. Maybe it was just 4 days altogether, and we spent another extra day. And I can't remember. If I had a calendar in front of me, I would be able to go like this.
Right.
But
it was fun. I loved it. It was a great honeymoon.
It was a great trip. Don't get me wrong. It was a great honeymoon.
Except for that.
Just taking a shower, man. Come on.
The shower on the train. The adventures we had was Sam at the shower on the train.
If it were me, he says, I'd skip the shower and just wear lots of deodorant and change my clothes. What? No, I can't. No, I can't wash. I can't not wash myself. Now, look, okay, I would be able to not if I didn't have the recourse. But
and I'm
if
taking
I have,
him camping. Did I tell you that?
No.
That's
one of the ones.
That's showers.
No, there are cinder block stalls.
No.
With shower heads in them.
Really nice.
No, I don't believe you.
You have like your own room.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Fine then. Don't take a shower for a couple of days.
No, I'm gonna check it out. And if it's like you say, then I'll be happy, hunky dory. But I don't think it's gonna be. Let's see here. Don't try to pee standing up on a Greyhound bus. That sounds like life lessons.
That
sounds like wisdom from experience. Terrier Halo strolling with the dog while waiting for our food to be done. Strolling with the dog while waiting for our food to be done. Yeah.
They probably walked up, ordered to pick up.
Let's see. Terrier Halo. We don't dub movies here either, except children's movies, but we had some German channel on cable when I was young. That's funny. I once heard the Spanish version of Achy Breaky Heart. It was an experience. Oh my god.
When I was in Czech Republic.
Can you do that? How would Achy Breaky Heart sound in Spanish? Just that phrase.
I have no. I can't.
Achy Breaky Heart. You can't say it?
Oh.
You're good at Spanish, though.
I don't know. I wouldn't be able to, like... I am pretty good at Spanish.
Yeah, you are.
I don't know the word achy. Or sore. My Spanish isn't as good as it should be. But when I was in the Czech Republic, they said, Jessie, we want you to hear this folk song. Czech folk song. And they pulled out, like, we're sitting around a campfire, and they pulled out a guitar, and somebody starts playing. And they were like, everybody in Czech knows this. It's an old Czech folk song. And we all sing it. And I was like, oh, okay. And they started strumming, and I started singing along. And I didn't understand how I knew the words. And then I was like, I know this song. It's John Denver, Country Roads Take Me Home. So I'm singing it in English, and they're singing it in Czech.
Apparently, John Denver is Czech.
They were like, no, it's Czech folk song. I'm like, no, it's John Denver. I'm telling you, it's country. And they would even get to the chorus, and it was translated, Country Roads Take Me Home. And they're singing it, and I'm singing it in English. I'm like, this is not a folk song. This is not a traditional Czech song. This is John Denver.
John Denver, like one of the...
I love John Denver.
One of the
I know
most
this
American
song.
folk singers ever. No, this is Czech Republic song.
Yeah, that's exactly. And I was like, take me home, country roads. West Virginia? Come on, you can't.
No, it's like, you know.
No, they swore up and down. No, this is old Czech song.
Prague City. Mountain Mama. No. Sorry.
Yeah, that was good.
John Denver is ours.
No,
you can't
have him.
I know Arnie says sayonara in the Spanish
Sayonara.
T2 dub.
Yes, sayonara. Instead of hasta la vista.
Yeah, I know.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.
That's pretty good.
For correction, my group has played Base Pandemic. Oh, okay.
Oh, they did play base.
And liked it,
but they
didn't
lost
like the
on
changes in Legacy.
Ah.
Okay, well, that makes sense. They feel it focuses us to replay too much and didn't like that it got harder each month.
Oh, yeah. It did get harder.
Well, that makes sense. Achy Breaky Heart Spanish version.
I know. I want to hear it right now.
No, I don't. I would maybe get it up. Okay, 9:30. We only have a little bit left, so we got some boxes that have come in, and we're going to go ahead and open them. These are from different people, companies, and stuff like that that we're going to be. Yeah, we'll start with that one. Oh no, where is my?
What? Oh no, you lost your grapefruit knife?
No, I did not lose it. It is here.
Oh no.
I'm going to find it.
It was the only thing that worked.
Here somewhere.
Is it between those two stacks?
No.
How did you lose
Here
your
it
grapefruit
is.
knife?
It's hidden amongst the pens. It's hid amongst the stuff.
All right, we have a box.
All right, so we have a box here, and this is going to be. We'll go ahead and put it onto part 2. And
picture.
Oh yeah, thanks. Boom. I think that'll work. I think that'll work just fine. Yeah, we're all ready to go. And there we go. Lovely. Alright, so here we go. This is not as good on tape, but that worked pretty well. Boom. This is from Capstone Games. Yes. Alright. Cool. So, go ahead and move that. Iberian Gauge and Ride the Rails. A couple of train games from Capstone Games. And as you can see, it's the Iron Rail Series 2, Iron Rail Series 3, because we also have... we also have Irish Gauge that I have owned for a very long time, which is Iron Rail Series
cool.
1. So I had the idea, because I did see that these were out and available, and I already owned this one, so I was like, I know I reviewed this for the Dice Tower, I'm going to revisit this and see how it holds up over time, because I do recall really enjoying this.
Really?
This is why it's kept it around. That's mainly why I've kept it around, because I have an Irish heritage. But artwork by Ian O'Toole, he's a great artist. And the design by Tom Russell is also really cool as well. So they made a whole series out of it. They've got Iberian Gauge, and then they also have Ride the Rails, which is more U.S. This is the Iberian Peninsula, Spain. And Portugal. Yep. So I was like, why don't I revisit this and then tackle these two as well. And like cover the series. So that's why they were they were happy to send me these.
That's awesome.
So I appreciate that. And I asked them for the review copies, and Clay at Capstone Games said yes. So
absolutely.
That's a cool thing that's going to be coming up later on. Terrier Halo says Achy Breaky Heart is a traditional Swedish folk song. No, don't listen. Bork, bork, me bork. Me borky, borky, bork. Yes! You win the Internet Terrier Halo today. Here's your prize. Well done, well done.
Oh, my new favorite thing.
Bork, bork, me bork. Me borky, borky, bork. Yes. I'm going to be singing that all day long. People are going to be looking at me like I'm crazy. That is amazing. Well done.
Oh, I laughed so hard I have tears coming out of my eyes.
All right, next box. We're going to soldier on here. Next box.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
This one is also from Capstone Games, and I believe I know what this one is because I only had one other thing coming from Capstone, and it was a review copy as well. So these are all 3 review copies. You hear me, Federal Trade Commission? These are all review copies, so just letting everybody know that now. For the record, John Denver is from New Mexico. Yes. Here is...
Oh,
there's a lot of stuff. Oh, we got... Okay, cool. So, that's it. So, Wandering Towers is a game that I actually demoed at Origins, and I had a super great time. I really enjoyed this game. And so I talked to Clay while I was there, and I said I'd really like a review copy. I'll pay for it if you don't want to give a review copy away. And he said, you know what? Why don't you wait until Sunday, because it is selling really well.
Right.
And wait until Sunday, and if we still have a good number of copies left, we'll go ahead and give you one, or whatever. Well, I went back Sunday right before I was about to leave, and they literally sold the last copy while I was standing there talking to Clay. So I was like, no worries. He said, we'll send you a copy when we get back, and this just showed up. So there's a little mini spell expansion here as well, and then they were cool enough to send me some sleeves as well for the game, because you do kind of use the cards a little bit.
Ooh, that looks fun.
This is going to be, I think you're going to really enjoy this game.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. But this is a good game.
Is it a
turn it over. No. It's 1 to 6. 1 to 6 players. Only takes 30 minutes to play, ish. Probably 30 to 45 minutes. But it has all of these cool little cardboard towers that you're moving around, and you're covering up other people's wizards. And the whole point of the game is to your wizards are going to be riding the towers around as the towers are kind of floating around this thing. And you can cover some of them up, and then you have to remember where your dudes are if they get covered up. And if you forget, well, you
just lost a dude.
Yeah, well, you didn't lose a dude. You just have to find him or wait till he gets uncovered again. So it's a really neat game. I had a really fun time playing it. You're basically trying to get your all of your wizards back into the Dark Tower first. But the Dark Tower is going to be moving. Your guys are going to be moving. Other people are going to be covering up your dudes. You can play spells that will let you break some of the rules and stuff like that. I really enjoyed this game. It's really cool. I'm excited. They sold out at Origins, so that gives you a little bit of an idea there. But that is from Capstone Games.
That looks really cool.
That's going into the review cube here pretty quick as well. And then finally, we have...
Oh, this one's heavier.
Yeah, that one's pretty heavy. This one is from
bigger.
Pure Crimson Entertainment. And Andrew Lowen at Lowen Games, the designer of Deliverance, said you need to reach out to these people because I think you'll like their game as well. So reach out to them, have a conversation, see if they'll send you a copy. So I did talk to the peeps at Pure Crimson, and their game is called The Unseen You Have Been Chosen. And it's kind of like a very similar situation as Deliverance, where it's kind of a... Oh, there's actually stuff in there. What is that? Oh, this is a really heavy game.
As I said, that's a really heavy game.
So it's The Unseen by Pure Crimson Games, and this has... Oh, I bet you this is... this is like... Because he does some... Ooh. No, it's a book. Chronicles of the Unseen. So, Adam Dollhouse is the designer of the game, but he also wrote this book as well.
Oh,
so it's kind of like the origins of the book, kind of the series that comes through it. So
I would like to know what of the ideas came first, the book or the game?
The book.
Oh.
But, I mean, from my conversation with him, if I'm remembering correctly, it was a combination. Because it's like, I have this thing that's coming on. He wanted to make it a graphic novel, but he just didn't have the wherewithal to make it a graphic novel. So he started making the game instead. Fun. But if we turn it over, kind of give you an idea of some of the stuff.
Oh, look at all those minis.
Yeah, there's a lot of minis in it as well. So try to get some of the glare off of there. So gives you an idea of what this is. It's a Christian-themed dungeon crawler. But you basically have 2 modes of play. You can play it as a dungeon crawler, kind of Zombicide-esque from what he said. But then there's another side of the board where it's kind of a danger room situation where you can go against mano-a-mano other good guys in your training. Kind of a training situation. So
Cool.
I'm looking forward to getting this one to the table. There is also another little pack there, so we'll keep that there. And then there's one there that goes with, what happened? Oh, your finger. I don't know if this is working properly. I don't know if I have to cut through all of this stuff, but I'm just, these are like scalpels, I'm telling you.
Grapefruit knives.
Grapefruit knives are amazing for opening up boxes.
Especially one from the 40s.
Oh, it looks like we have some,
Ooh, we have.
I don't know what these are. These are 3D texture packs.
For the unseen.
Yeah, for the unseen. So these are 3D printed little texture thingies. Looks like a book with flame on it. So that's pretty neat. Oh, a clock. A clock, and then some like shards. These are like a cool.
These are really cool.
These are a cool little.
This is like
sheen on them.
The Superman Palace.
Yes, the Crystal Palace. That's cool.
Really
So
neat.
yeah, these are pretty neat, pretty neato Frito. So we'll put all of that back. Oh no!
We broke it. We can't get it back.
We didn't break it.
But we can't.
I can.
Of course you can.
I can do it.
Of course you
The
can.
texture pack.
That's cool.
So that's for the unseen. So we're looking forward to having. Okay, I'm not going to mess with that anymore. All right, so let's see here. For the record, John Denver's from New Mexico. We already did the sniper gotcha. Dang it, Terrier Halo. Now I can't get bork out of my head. Swedish folk songs are real earworms. I don't think that's a real Swedish folk song.
Have you seen the?
It could be.
Have you specifically seen the Swedish Chef popcorn video? It's like my favorite. It is.
No, I don't believe I have.
I used to watch it probably once a week with the kids.
Just the popcorn episode?
No, just the Swedish Chef popcorn. It's a song, but it's like a video.
Are you okay?
I am. Okay. I am. We used to also watch Animal's version of Bohemian Rhapsody. Animal from the Muppets. And Dante would cry. He was like, Mama! Mama! Because he wants his mama back. And Dante would get all sad. Mama!
We're talking about
I'm
Queen's
telling you.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes! So Animal's doing it from Muppets, right? Animal drummer.
Yes.
And Mama just killed a man. He goes, Mama? Mama? And the music's still playing in the background. He goes, Mama! And Dante used to cry every time.
But the mama doesn't go away.
I know. It's the Muppets. And he'd sing the song, and then he'd drum, and then he'd like, Mama? All the things you get to learn about me. See?
Sniper Gotcha says, Animal's version of Danny Boy was straight fire. Ryan Boole, 4-year-old, has been entertained. Thoughts on Marvel United games? I have not enjoyed Marvel United. I have not played Marvel United.
Do I know Marvel United?
Is Marvel United there's So I was talking about Marvel games the other day, and I think it was in a text with some other people, a group text, and somebody there was saying, I am tired of Marvel themed games. Because they're everywhere. They're almost to the level of zombie games, where there are
so many of them.
So many Marvel games out there, and that individual said that they're just straight tired of it. And I can see part of it. Because not every game that comes out really does justice to the IP. I don't know that Marvel United is like that, but there are only like for as many zombie games that are out there, I don't enjoy all of them. I don't even enjoy all of the Viking games that are out there, but there's a lot of them. I don't enjoy all of them because not all of them are they do justice to that theme, whatever it is. They're just kind of slapping the theme on there, and it just doesn't make sense. I don't know if Marvel United is like that, but I've not been able to play Marvel United. I've seen, I think that's the miniatures one, Bull. Oh, okay, without okay, Bull. All right, Ryan Bull, cool. I would have said Buell, like Bueller, but Bull. All right. Marvel United is great, simple, and super fun. Morning, kids. I'm awake this time. Gaming with ADHD. Brian's here. Hey, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I've not I've not played Marvel United. I'm sorry. A worker placement game where you are putting on the Muppet Show. I don't know that I would want to play that game.
I think I would.
Why am I not surprised? For Marvel, Uno Ultimate Marvel is great, but I can understand their point. Uno Ultimate Marvel? See, for me, that's where you've taken the theme, the IP, a little too far. Where you slap that theme on Uno, but maybe that's just my gamer snobbiness coming out. I don't know that I would enjoy Marvel Uno. But Brian says that it's great. The Muppets in Funkoverse. Have they been put in Funkoverse? I don't know that they have. I don't think they have. Maybe he's saying that is an idea. Like the other person did of having a worker placement game. Tom says that I need to try Marvel United. Okay, I will.
Okay.
I don't know that I know anybody that has it, though. Uno Ultimate Marvel actually is good, Sniper Gotcha says. All right, that's two things. All right, Terrier Halo says it's time to eat, so see you later. See you later, Terrier. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. See, Uno Ultimate Marvel actually is good. Uno Ultimate Werewolf. How about that smash up? No, they haven't, but Miss Piggy would be awesome in Funkoverse. She actually probably would.
I do love this.
Marvel Uno actually works, and you can get it for like $10 to $15. You people and your game buying ideas.
You can bring it to game night tonight. They love Uno. No, not all of them. We do have quite a few people that come to our board game night that are just card gamers. Card gamers, yeah.
Card games. But I mean, even Uno to card gamers is like
right. Yeah, it's not a real card game.
So actually, some of the games that
they
bring as and it's just a deck of cards or a couple deck of cards,
right?
Like playing cards,
right?
But they have 10 different games that they can play,
yeah.
And they're all fun and they're all different.
Right.
That's the weird thing about it.
They're all fun.
It's one of those times where you don't need theme. It's it's about knowing what the other people are doing and trying to do and that kind of thing. I enjoy it. The Muppets Love Letter. Why is that not a thing? Well, because love letters shouldn't be a thing, frankly, in my opinion. I just never enjoyed love letter. That's why I've never had you play it.
Oh, I'm like, I don't know what that is.
I might be doing you an injustice by doing that because you might enjoy the game a lot. I just don't.
Mm.
So they also have a DC version. Yeah, that doesn't. Why? Because cash flow. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
You slap DC or Marvel onto something,
right.
and people just
get
gonna buy it.
Yep. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
So the Crew is the best card game for our group. That is a good game. Crew is the one where it's a trick-taking game.
Yeah.
And but you have to make sure that certain things that a certain person gets that certain card. You've played the Crew.
Yeah.
What Jessie has never played Batman Love Letter? No, she hasn't.
I haven't.
And unless she plays it with somebody else, she's not gonna play it. I just don't like the Love Letter. Love Letter is an amazing 10 to 15 minute closer for the night. You know what's also a good 10 to 15 minute closure for the night? Having a conversation with somebody and saying good night for 10 to 15 minutes. It's just as much fun, in my opinion.
Actually, I'm a little nervous about today's game night.
Why?
Because if we get more people... So here's my only dilemma about game night. I have a real hard time being the hostess when I'm...
And playing games.
On a table. And that bothers me, because I love both of those. I love being on a table and connecting with people individually and talking and leading them through a game and laughing and playing. And I love, love, love being the hostess. But part of me being the hostess is greeting people at the door, making sure they have food, walking around as they're playing to make sure they're having a good time. Do they need anything?
Right.
And so we could potentially, usually our game nights have 20 to 30 people.
Mm-hmm.
And we do them every about 6 weeks. Held at our church every 6 weeks. Yeah. Not church-based, but we use their location.
Over the summer, we usually do it once a month.
Yeah, once a month over the summer, and then the rest of the years...
Whenever we can get it scheduled, because the church has a really busy schedule.
But with 20 to 30, or 25 to 30, I can get on a table and still, when people come in, greet them and get up and kind of interrupt what I'm doing to go see if they need anything. Yeah. But with more... I don't know that I'll be on the table as much tonight, so I'm a little worried about that.
Nah, I wouldn't worry about it. You'll be fine, because the stuff that we have, the meal that you've prepared is self-serving. It
is, but I also want them to know our names and see us, and it's hard for me to do that when I'm on a table.
Name tags. That's what we need to do.
I thought they had some in the drawer at the church, but
we started doing that and then we stopped doing it. We should start doing that again. Do name tags.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
We need to do that today. What better way to say goodnight to someone than in a love letter? That's kind of freaky when you've met them for the first time. That's kind of awkward. Man, I can't wait until my church gets a permanent building so we can do board game nights. Right now, we have to set up weekly in our rented space. So not an option. Yep. Our church was there. Yep. Our church is there a couple years ago. Yep. We were meeting before the pandemic. We were meeting in the Performing Arts Center downtown. And that's what we were doing before that. That's when I started attending the church. When they were in the Performing Arts Center downtown, but before that they were in various places in the valley at certain intervals. We had we have a thing called what is it? Jeez,
I don't know.
Launch groups. Launch group is where you can get into different city groups, and we did that in a store that was across the street on Wenatchee Avenue. And so, it was just a couple years ago. And through the pandemic, our leadership did a very good job of getting our building built. They already had the property purchased. Already had the fundraising drives to get all of that. And then even through the pandemic, we had a lot of people from the Valley helping us get the materials that we needed at affordable prices so that we could stay under budget.
And we have a beautiful facility.
And the people who designed our facility and made sure the people who have built it are just did a top-notch job.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But it is unfortunate when there isn't a place for a game night.
Yep. Gaming. Blake says, one time at my church I was helping them take down their Christmas play set, and my mom dropped Christmas tree in the stand on my hand. Ow. That had to have hurt. I might have said some words you shouldn't say in church. Yeah, that's what happens.
Well, you know.
That's what happens. We all do that. I should try to start, Brian from Gaming with ADHD says, I should try to start a board game group at church, but that requires being social.
See, that's where I excel. That's my thing.
Definitely.
Sam would probably agree with you. He'd be like, nah, we don't really need to have game night. I'm like, nah, I love it.
No. I mean, I like doing game night, don't get me wrong, but my whole thing with game night is playing the games and teaching people the games.
And this is why we work really well.
I can be welcoming, but at some point I'm teaching this game.
Well, so that's why
I'll talk to you later.
That's why it works well. I'll let you play today, and I'll kind of be.
No, that's not what we're going to do. You're going to play some games.
I got to get to table
because I don't want it to be just 6 hours of work for you.
Oh, it's not work. It's me chatting up to people. That's not work at all.
It is work.
Pish posh.
Sniper Gotcha says, we were in the performing arts building and just moved into the high school during the pandemic, set up weekly in the parking lot while we were not allowed in during COVID.
Yeah.
Brian says our church building has the advantage of having a basketball court.
Ooh,
That's
nice.
A great place. Although I would imagine that a basketball court would get pretty echoey during a board game event. But
oh, yeah. Our atrium gets kind of loud, though.
Our atrium gets kind of loud, but it's big enough, and they did well with the acoustics in there so that it doesn't get too loud. But, yeah, it depends. My church also has a school and retirement home attached.
That's cool.
That's really cool, actually. His mom is a lunch lady at the school.
Nice. Is it young kids' school? Like, do the young kids get to interact with the people at the retirement
I'll be right
home?
back. I got to get into his mom.
Oh, is she out there?
Yep.
Okay.
Just carry it. Come on, lady. Chat it up.
I was, but you got me all distracted. I want to know if the young kids get to interact with the people at the retirement home on the church properties, because there's a whole philosophy on getting children to interact with older adults. So I love that. I love that theory. I can't read his screen from here, though, so I'd have to, K through 12. See? So does the K through 12 get to interact with the retirement home? Because there's super big benefits on that. Actually, at one point in my life, I actually thought about opening a childcare or a daycare that specifically would go to retirement centers, and we would go to different retirement centers every day so that they would get that grandparent interaction, and then they would travel to the next school, and the grandparents at the retirement home would get 1 day a week where these kids would get to come in, and we would bring our own toys, and they would play and interact with them. I had that idea for a while. I'm not a business person, start a thing, so I didn't really know if I could ever make that work, but I always thought that would be a really nice way to have a childcare that didn't have a school, a facility, and then travel through the retirement homes. That was one of my ideas. You're back?
I am back.
Thank you.
Yep.
Because I can't see your screen.
You can?
Well, I can, but I have to, climb over and then look.
Yeah, sorry, I had to leave. My ex is picking up Aiden for her day with.
Super.
So, it's a K to 12 school.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
K to 12. So that's probably a pretty big church then. How big is the school? How many people are in the school? Do you know? Some of the people at the retirement home work in the school.
As I was telling.
Time to put into plan Operation Jessie Takeover.
I don't want to take over.
What'd y'all talk about?
I don't want to take over. No, thank you. I rely on Sam to be the... Although, what did you say the other day? You were like, oh, while I'm gone, you can do something. And I was like, you're not doing anything.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm not doing that. No.
Not sure how big the school is, Jake says. What's your favorite sport? Hockey. Ice hockey is my favorite sport. I played it for a little bit when I was in college. Not college hockey, just recreational. Probably behind that is soccer. I coached soccer for almost 10 years. High school soccer. That was enjoyable. Manchester United is my favorite soccer team. We've gone to a couple, or is it just one? No, we've gone to a couple Sounders games, haven't we? Yeah, I think
maybe two.
I think we've been to two. Because
I used to have season tickets.
Yeah, I remember sitting in your old ones right by the tunnel where they came out, and then I think we sat on the other side of the field on the second time.
Yeah.
Because it was 2 different seasons.
Right.
And we moved the seats. And that was the last time we went because we couldn't get back there over there anymore.
Yeah. It's too hard. It's 3.5 hours away.
Yep.
And we have all these sports with our kids locally too, so it's just too hard.
Yeah.
I like watching hockey a lot. The other thing I really enjoy watching is the Summer Olympics. But specifically like the swimming and the diving and the gymnastics, and I really enjoy that. Like I have spent
That's weird.
a couple of summers.
I can't stand Summer Olympics.
Really?
I love Winter Olympics.
Oh, I don't love the Winter Olympics at all. I think they're boring.
No, how can they be boring?
They're so boring. Like the skiing and the...
Yes!
Boring. He made the face.
You're a little dead to me now.
No! But I like watching Summer Olympics.
Summer Olympics are okay. I don't dislike Summer Olympics, but I love watching Winter Olympics.
Yeah, I don't love watching Winter Olympics.
The snowboarding half pipes.
No.
Cross country. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called, but the cross country skiing where you have to...
the decathlon, basically, of skiing.
Where you have to, like...
Yeah.
Shoot and all this. I love watching that stuff.
I don't love watching that one.
Oh, man. You don't like watching ice skating either?
I don't mind ice skating as much, but it's not as intriguing to me as gymnastics.
Okay.
But I like our hockey team, and I like going to our local games, and I like watching our hockey games.
How is speed skating boring? Yeah!
Okay,
see?
I like speed skating. I'll give you speed skating.
Anything with speed in the name can't be boring.
Okay, I like speed skating.
Well, I think the cross-country skiing is the opposite of
cross country skiing is not.
It's the opposite of speed.
I don't like it.
Speed.
Speed skating is pretty cool.
Let's see.
You know what I like about speed skating is the sound.
Who wrote the Bible? David Rich says.
And each one is a different author. There's different books.
Technically, the Holy Spirit is the author.
Right.
But
there are letters written by different...
But he employed the minds of literal men.
Yep.
Yeah. It's called a biathlon. There you go.
Biathlon only means 2. Right? So they're just skiing and shooting?
Yep. I would imagine. Let's see. Favorite movie?
Well, okay. I'm going to go with this because we just did this last night.
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
I love The Princess Bride. And last night Sam took us to an outdoor movie up at Omi Gardens, which is kind of a natural gardens here in Wenatchee. And they had The Princess Bride. And I could not quit smiling the whole night.
That was fun.
I was so enamored. I was so over the moon excited. It was so great. I came home and I was like, that was the best night. I loved it so I do love The Princess Bride, so I'm going to go with Princess Bride. But Sam's going to go with Star Wars. And
I fell asleep. But I was tired. It wasn't because of the movie. I enjoy the movie, but I sat there and I was like, oh, it's nice and cool out here.
It was nice. It was lovely. There was a
breeze coming through, and the seat was just at the right angle. And I was like, yeah, I'm enjoying it. Huh.
I loved it so much. There was the outside and the fresh air and the moon and my family right around me.
Yeah, it was cool.
And the theater with the little blow up, what's the word, screen that would kind of wave in the wind. So the people on the screen were like, ooh,
yeah.
I don't know. I loved it so much.
In danger of getting motion sickness while you watch it.
Yeah, it was kind of.
No, it was a very cool. It was a cool idea. There,
I'm seriously, I can't quit smiling about it. It was lovely.
It's something that Omi Gardens is doing this summer. Over the summer months, is like once or twice a month or something like that. So there's going to be other movies. I think there's going to be another one that's.
I kind of looked. There was something with John Candy next week.
Ghostbusters.
And then Ghostbusters, yes.
Was it The Great Outdoors this next?
I think so.
I don't know. But they're having a whole bunch of different things. Have you heard of Life Church? There's been so many people. There's been so many different churches that I've heard of that are called Life something. Yeah. That I may have heard of them, and I just don't know it's exactly the one that you're talking about. But I have heard of a number of different churches that are called Life whatever. Like I think there was a Life Church that was in Homestead when I lived there in Homestead, Florida. I think there was a Life Church there.
In Bothell too. Is that like a bigger entity, maybe?
Yeah, I think it is, but I'm not absolutely sure. But Gaming with ADHD, Brian says, I fell asleep during our movie last night too, The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, 1947. Wife loved it though.
Going old school. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, we need to watch.
Blake just said, my church is called Life Center Church.
Oh, see? That's
just the way it goes.
Speaking of that, we really need to watch Rear Window.
Yeah, we do. I was actually thinking about making it my choice for the next, my next movie night choice. Just so that we can get it watched. I don't know that I want to subject the kids to it, though, because they're just not...
Oh, Aiden will tap right out. It's black and white and yellow.
I think I think Daphne and Dante will do it, too. They'll tap out as well.
I don't know.
Because I don't think that... It's just not exciting enough.
Right.
The older movies they're great, dramatic... things. They're great actors. It's just not exciting enough like today's movies are.
Today's movies are in your face, go.
Yes.
You know.
Yep.
There isn't even a lot of scenes where there's dialogue for more than 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. It's and then something else happens, you know. Yeah. Whereas the old movies is dialogue. Yeah. So.
Well, it's acting.
It's acting.
It's not just a visual experience. It's like theater on a screen. Right. Which is awesome. Don't get me wrong, but it's just a different thing.
So my favorite movie would change depending on my mood, but this week, Princess Bride all the way.
Yeah.
I had so much fun last night.
No, I think my favorite...
Oh, you're gonna say Star Wars.
If I have... No, I don't have to.
You have to.
I will. I think my favorite movie of all time is A New Hope. The first Star Wars, even though it's Episode 4. The first Star Wars movie that came out was A New Hope. I think that's probably my favorite one. And I actually really enjoyed the remastered version of it that George Lucas kind of redid when he made the redone versions of them, where he added in stuff that he wanted to do but couldn't do it back then. And even now we look back and special effects have come so far since he made those. You look at those and you're like, wow, why did he do that? Yeah. But Han's head kind of cocking to one side when Greedo shot at him first, and to make Han seem like a good guy because he didn't shoot Greedo first, Han shot first. Because that's the kind of guy Han was. He was a good guy. Greedo was a bad guy. And I'm going to not let you take me out first because I got to... So, anyway. Let's see here. Blake Havney, for me, if anything movie is a part of a series, I say the whole thing is my favorite. I can say that. Empire Strikes Back for Sniper Gotcha. A lot of people say that, and I get it. I really do. I really enjoyed the
story.
Start of the story for that whole thing for me. I really should say Empire is the best because Han and Leia are really focused on in that movie. But my thing with Empire is that time where Luke is training with Yoda is kind of boring for me. And I know as a Star Wars fan, people are going, oh, no! And I'm like, yeah. That's kind of like the Star Wars equivalent of the Treebeard chapters in the Lord of the Rings book. It's like, can we get back to the action? Because this is kind of boring. It's just Luke and some weird green dude talking. Now Yoda has all of his backstory, and we're like, okay, he's not just some creepy old dude that lives on a planet by himself out in the middle of freaking nowhere. He actually has, he's been training Jedi for hundreds of years. So I get it. But when it came out, it was just... And I guess I appreciate Empire now much more than I ever did back then. But, yeah. And I actually really enjoyed the Ewoks in Episode 6, Return of the Jedi.
I loved the Ewoks.
Loved the episode. Loved how Chewie was just kind of like, yeah, I'm a bigger version of you.
I love that.
And everybody, and they were all like, yeah, we like you. As he was, it's just amazing.
I loved it.
So I guess, yes, usually I will say the entire series. And I am one of those Star Wars fans that I love Episode 1 all the way through Episode 9. I love all of them. I get what people are saying, where it doesn't, some of it is just like blah, blah, blah. But I really enjoyed it. Every single time I watch more Star Wars stuff, it's like, cool. I get to go see more Star Wars stuff on a huge screen with surround sound, and it's going to be awesome. That's just the way I am. I don't nitpick all of the new Disney stuff that's coming out. I don't think I've not liked any of it.
No.
And now, it did have to grow on me, especially Mandalorian. And usually, it's worked out to where most of those things that come out, most of those series that come out on Disney Plus, the first 3 episodes, not really on board yet. And then the 4th episode, it's like, and they got me. And I have to watch everything. But it's been like that for a number of different ones. Like, especially Andor. Even on Andor, boy, the first 3 episodes of Andor were rough. But that 4th episode started pulling stuff together, and I was like, okay, I'm on board. And then with The Mandalorian, I think it was the 4th episode of the first season where all of the Mandalorian guys came in and started helping Mando get away. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm on this. Book of Boba Fett was also pretty cool, but that's just because... now, Boba Fett was never one of my favorite characters. When he died in Return of the Jedi, it's confirmed in Lucas's mind that was the death of Boba Fett. When he went into the thing. I know that it's been revived and so forth and so on. But when he died in Return of the Jedi, I was like, cool, bad guy's gone. Don't care. Let's move on. But people just grasped onto Boba Fett and loved him. And so he's been revived and all that other kind of stuff. But you can do that. You can rewrite fan fiction, so to speak, or fiction. You can always rewrite it. Something Dante hates.
Dante has very specific tastes, man.
That sound you just made was definitely from George of the Jungle. Oh. Yep. I just saw your shirts. Love it. Yep. We got these from Tea Turtle. We really enjoy. We have entirely too many Tea Turtle shirts, but they keep having sales.
I know, and then they keep putting out like new shirts all the time.
Yes, it's like they want to make money or something.
I know. It's not like, oh, it's just this set.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's a sale on any of these. It's like, oh, it's this, and then this week we're adding all of these, and this week we're adding all of these.
Yeah. Well,
so we do kind of.
Blake says Boba Fett lived in some of the books. Yes, I know, but the reason I said that is because back when those books were being written, that's actually a discussion that was made. They interviewed George Lucas because they said, hey, they brought back Boba Fett in this book, and George Lucas says, no, he's dead.
Yeah.
He's dead. And they were like, but they brought him back. He's dead. And so, you know, he didn't make a big stink about it, but, you know, George Lucas is George Lucas, I guess. But he made, you know, his baby, so to speak, whatever. And he said, no, when we were writing Return of the Jedi, that was the death of Boba Fett. So those interviews were had back when those books were being written. So yes, I get it. The Emperor also came back to life in several books. That's why the people that read the books were more open to that than other people. You have the old canon books and the new canon books. Yes, that is correct. Kim gets us matching Tea Turtle shirts too. Well, we don't always get matching ones like this, but we usually put in an order where I get 2 or 3 and she gets 2 or 3, and sometimes we add in a shirt for all the kids because it's like buy 5 and get 1 free or something like that.
I don't know. We're suckers for Tea Turtle shirts.
Yeah. Old canon books are before The Force Awakens and aren't canon anymore. Well, you're scratching a slight annoyance with me for the episode 7, 8, and 9. They said specifically that they were not going to use any of the books that are out there in the established canon universe at that point. You know, books that like the Thrawn series, the Thrawn trilogy, and all of this other stuff. And they said, well, we're not going to use any of that stuff. And I'm like, why? Why? They had such rich characters that were brought into the universe that you could easily use, easily make good money off of. But they just said, well, we're not going to do that. And then they kind of proceeded to remake the original movie, episode 4, and then so I don't know. I don't make a big stink about it. Like I said earlier, at the end of the day, I get to go watch more Star Wars. But I just didn't like the hemming and hawing of we're not going to use anything that's in the extended universe. We're just going to make our own stuff up, and I just thought that was a bad idea. But anyway, that's all I had to say about it. Never heard of Tea Turtles, and now you are responsible for the loss of my next month board game budget going to shirts.
They have great shirts.
They have great shirts, and they usually have pretty good prices as well.
Yeah.
And they run discounts all the time.
If you find a shirt you like, just put it in your cart, and then in the next week it'll be on a 50% off or something.
Or 20% off or whatever.
Just saying.
Blake Cavity says, they lied though. The Last Jedi has lots of stuff from the books. Yes, I know. That's one of my things about it. They said they weren't going to do it, and then they did it.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on. I don't know. Anyway, you have heard of Andre the Giant.
Yes.
Yes. Andre the Giant is in Princess Bride. He's one of the best things in the movie, as a matter of fact. He's
so great.
I mean, he wasn't a great actor, don't get me wrong, but seeing him in Fezzik is like perfect.
It is the most perfect casting ever in the history ever.
I've never fought so few people. I'm usually fighting a mob.
I like it when he rhymes. Oh, I can't.
No more rhyming, I mean it.
Anybody
want a peanut? The whole scene with Luke and Kyle, where Luke was the projection came from one of the books. Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize that. I haven't read all of the books. I've read a good number of them, but I just haven't read all of them. So that's about it. All right. Well, we have been here for about 2 hours, and that's usually when we have our stopping point. It's not that we aren't enjoying ourselves or anything like that. It's just that we usually try to go for about 2 hours.
And we are very grateful you spent some time with us.
Yes, absolutely. This is a highlight of the week for me and for Jessie. So we appreciate you guys stopping by. We usually end with a lightning round where you ask us a question of this or this, and we have to choose one of them or give a better third option in our minds. So something to the effect of pecan pie or pumpkin pie. Yeah, so there's another.
Sam says.
And I go, no. It depends.
I know.
If it's a homemade pecan pie, yes. But pumpkin pie, usually it doesn't matter where it comes from. I enjoy it. But with pecan pie, store-bought pecan pies are just not as good. They're usually way too sweet. Way too sweet. And pecan pies are sweet anyway. But it's like the homemade pecan pies are usually much better. Pumpkin pies doesn't really matter. Sweet potato pies are inferior to pumpkin pies. And pecan pies for that matter. But sweet potato and pumpkin, usually people have a trouble telling them apart because they're very similar. But yes, they are.
I mean, they are.
They are super similar. They have a different consistency.
Yeah.
Sweet potato pies are a little bit more fibrous, I think.
Maybe. Sure.
Anyway.
That's what lightning round is. 2 choices.
All right, so lightning round begins right now.
Okay.
While we're doing that, we'll read some of the different things. Sam, do a lot of people believe in getting married in a courthouse or in church?
Currently, I'd say there's a big push on courthouse weddings right now.
I don't know that it's a push, but I know a lot of people that are getting courthouse weddings.
Yeah. I think it's because there's church weddings have a tie to a church, and not as many people are connected to a church as there used to be in our society.
Yeah, I don't think that connection exists in our society much anymore. To have
to get married in a church.
To get married in a church, it's like, let's get married. Well, we didn't get married in a church. We did have a pastor marry us, but we got married on a riverbank downtown. So in a park.
We did.
With a homeless dude sleeping like 20 feet away from us.
Bathing in the river.
Was he bathing? Really? I didn't see that.
My mom said, I think he's bathing in the river.
That's super janky. We had a super janky wedding.
We did not. It was perfect.
No, I enjoyed it. It was perfect. Don't get me wrong. But
yes, we were in the river, or like on the edge of the riverbank in a little tiny park, like kind of.
But we did have a ceremony. We
had a ceremony with a pastor, and
so. Let's see here. You're both awesome. And look forward to the next one. Thank you, Sniper. Gotcha. Good. We appreciate that. Regular fries or curly fries?
Regular.
Curly. I love curly fries. Usually they have that seasoning on them that I enjoy. Plus, I just enjoy it looks like a Slinky that I can eat. Yeah. A Slinky that I can eat. Edible Slinkies. Dragons or dinosaurs? The Whoopsick says.
Dragons.
Dragons? You don't like dinosaurs?
I love dinosaurs.
Huh. I think somebody's here.
That's why I was like...
Yeah, somebody's here. But it's okay. We'll finish this out. Yeah, Strider's just going nuts. So, Christian metal or secular metal? I like Christian metal more. My thing with secular metal is that, the lyrics kind of go off in a weird tangent more often than not, and it's a tangent I don't want to go on. With that being said, though, I will listen to some old school Megadeth or Metallica from time to time, and we'll also listen to Bon Jovi every once in a while. That's more like pop rock than it is metal. But
I do love Bon Jovi.
But as far as what I like, Christian Metal is the best. Now, we have been watching, some of you have been asking us to check out Sabaton or Sabaton. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I thought we said Sabaton, but
maybe it's Sabaton. But now that is some good music.
That was really good.
That's some good music.
Really
and I like the historical flair that it brings to it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed
that. So that's good stuff. We've been enjoying Sabaton or Sabaton. I don't know how you pronounce it. Learning a new game or playing the old game that you know so well?
Well, I would say playing something I know. Because
right.
I'm a hard learner sometimes on games, and I make the face, and then I get a little frustrated.
She often does make the face.
So,
I'm pretty much there as well. Although I do enjoy the experience of learning a new game and sitting around the table afterwards and kind of reflecting, kind of an afterglow session on the thing where everybody, that was the first time for everybody. I really enjoyed that kind of setting where you kind of talk about it.
That being said, we have a bunch of games that we get to try. So so we're not saying we don't enjoy that.
No. It's just like they're two different experiences, and I think I enjoy them both for their own thing. But there is something to be said about just coming back to your good old favorite that you've really enjoyed. Let's see. Your wedding had a homeless dude bathing in the river.
Yep,
yes,
it did.
It did.
I mean, we were kind of facing the river, and he was like on the other riverbank. It was kind of like it's like a dock. Like
it was on a boat launch. There's a boat launch over here, and then there's a little eddy that comes in, and then the river flows this way.
Right,
and the boat launch is here, and we were on this bank, and there was a dude over there bathing in the river. So everybody that was watching us getting married got to watch him wash himself. At the same
but we
time.
didn't get to see
but
it.
We were paying attention.
We were looking at each other.
Yeah, so there you go. Reading a rule book or watching a game video tutorial?
Neither. I just want Sam to teach me.
Which is why she gets a lot of the rules wrong. JT is a much better game explainer than I am.
I just want someone to teach me. Okay, maybe not Sam. JT or Sam. I just want someone to teach me.
What? You like him better than me?
No,
I'm just kidding. I am not good at reading rule books. I will usually do both. I will watch a tutorial and I will read the rule book because usually when I read the rule book and then watch the tutorial, I'm like, oh, okay, this all makes sense now. But just the reading the rule book, I'm like, how is that supposed to work? Short game or long game?
Short game.
Short game. I can go either way, short or long game. It just depends on the game and it depends on the players.
Like I will never play Twilight Imperium.
But I'm much more of kind of a mid length.
Yeah.
Because I want a little bit more than a short game. I want a little bit more of a enthrallment. But sometimes I want to play more than just one game. So it depends. Dice game or card game?
Dice game right now. Ask me next week and it'll change. But my favorite game is a card game. So.
Yeah. Okay. Party games, yay or nay?
Yes. Yes. Oh, come on.
Well, here's the thing. I don't mind party games. But if I'm picking the game, it's not going to be a party game.
Right. Well, what I love about party games is the interaction with the people.
Yes.
And that's, so hands down, yay. Yeah. Absolutely.
I get that. I totally get that. But the kind of game that I enjoy personally,
you're not going to choose a party game. Yeah, I agree.
Not a party game. I will enjoy the experience. I will have fun with a party game. I will join that group and have a good time. But I would much rather not have 10 to 12 people around the table playing the same game. 10
to 12 is so
I would rather have just 4 or 5 and play a game. So that's about it, I think. So yeah, that's it for today's installment of Live Q&A with Sam and Jessie. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. We appreciate it.
We do.
If you are joining this afterwards, thank you for spending time watching us, and hopefully you enjoyed this as well. We'll be back. Will we be back next Saturday? Next Saturday is...
The 12th?
No.
No, the 5th.
No, it's the 5th, and we'll be driving... No, but they're late. It's a late
I think
flight.
We will have a Q&A tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll have a Q&A. My son's going to be going back, and his wife, My son and his wife are going to be going back to
Maybe
North
we'll
Carolina
get them to join us.
on Saturday next week, but they have a later flight, so they have a red eye. So I think we'll be able to do this and then drive over to Seattle with them. So we'll be able to be doing that. We'll be able to have it next week. Dice towers or dice trays. I like dice towers. Dice trays, they have the ability to kind of roll out of the dice tray. But I do have a really cool dice tray that somebody sent me years ago that I never use, but I think it's one of the best ones that I have. I just never use it because it's... We don't actually use either of them very much anymore.
That's why I was like, I
don't even know where my dice towers are. I think they're out there in the garage, packed up still, because we just don't use dice towers very much, or dice trays. But there you go. Oh, hey, I'm in North Carolina, Raleigh area. That's where they're flying to.
That's where they're flying to.
My son is stationed at Fort Liberty. Used to be Fort Bragg. So, and he and his wife still live in the area. They're super hot here, so tell your son to stay longer there. I wish they could, but he's got orders. He's got to be back. So, we're going to get out of here. Thank you for joining us. We're about to go meet them now or take them to the...
Public market?
The Pibus. So, we're out. I know this has been a very long, elongated salutation, but...
Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Yeah, we'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-da-boo-boo-boo.
I giggled a lot on this one. There was some funny stuff.